All right, English 1 Standard students, welcome back. This is your video lecture for the Nose. It's your satire piece from CommonLit. So let's just go over here and look at this passage really quickly. I want to point out a few things to you. When you read this passage, you're going to notice, if you read the intro right here, it's a Russian novelist and short story writer. So this particular piece is going to be called satire, and it's called satire because it's going to poke fun at people's follies or vices. So the things that make us who we are, kind of like that Achilles heel idea. So the biggest thing that you're probably going to have to work around is some of the names with these Russian names. Completely okay if when you're reading these, you abbreviate their names, not completely concerned with the fact that you can pronounce these names. What I want you to really pay close attention to is what exactly is your author poking fun of, and how does he poke fun at this? They tell you in the introduction, irony, hyperbole, and absurdity to create humor. So he's going to go into a lot of extreme exaggerations, and he's going to go really over the top, real extra, if you will. And then the irony of the situation is where, you'll make fun of something by doing that particular thing, okay? So when you're reading this particular passage, it's going to be a little lighthearted. It's going to be a little funny. The thing is to make sure you understand where the author is poking fun of something and where they're being genuine, all right? I kept with a thieves approach as far as breaking this down, even though it's a short story passage. So some of this is going to work a little bit better than the other parts. Titling the passage "The Nose" creates a sense of curiosity. It's an everyday word. It's something we all know and we're comfortable with. So when you see the title of this passage, it should kind of cause you to be a little bit skeptical or suspicious about what's going to happen. No use of headings, but the passage does break down at various parts. There's an inclusion of a letter. Oh, if I can get to it, I'm sorry. Here you go. The letter ran as follows. The reply was not long, and then it just goes back to the short story. Okay, so just keep an eye out for that. The visual, the picture of the nose, the vocab, as I mentioned, the Russian names may stumble some of you. It's okay. When you get to the end of passage questions, they're going to ask you about figurative language, symbolism, theme, and the story structure. So going back to that letter and understanding how it breaks the passage apart and breaks it down. So just make sure that you're ready for those. And if you need to, guys, go back to our poetry unit and refamiliarize yourself with the different types of figurative language. We may have also done some of it with short story. And then your short answer question standards, you got quite a few with this one. My biggest concern is with your short story questions. As always, make sure you're capitalizing and punctuating appropriately. If the question asks for you to cite evidence from the passage, please do so. And just make sure you're paying attention to the word choice and what the question is really asking you about. You don't want to be off task when you go to respond to one of these questions, okay? And I think that's going to be it for us today in this particular passage. Guys, this is the last one. So I will, once you have all of these turned in, I will be grading and turning stuff back around to you for April 29th. And then April 30th will be your nonfiction unit test on Thursday. So the passages will be in your test for you to see. And you'll have questions related to each passage that you'll need to answer. So just make sure that you study, take your time, get ready for that test on Thursday. See you later.